Today I would like to talk about this painting that I have had up in my office for the last 10 years, and what this phrase, always share your chicken leg, means to me. When I was 19 years old, I spent a month in the country of Botswana. During that month, I worked with a variety of organizations and communities. I helped to organize events in the capital, at the university, and at the villages around the country. But there was one day that will stick with me for the rest of my life, and it was that day that inspired this painting. On this particular day, we were working with an organization that helped to service all of the children in this small village. This included providing them with educational services, opportunities to play, and most importantly, a meal to eat. For many of these children, this would be the only meal they would get for the day. And while I can't remember exactly what was on the menu that day, it was something like chicken, some vegetables, and this white porridge type food that, according to Google, is called pap, which sounds relatively familiar, but it was over 10 years ago and I can't quite remember the pronunciation. And keep in mind that each of the servings we were giving to these children were pretty small, considering there were a lot of children that we needed to feed. And even with those small servings, we still ran out of food before every kid was fed. And so to the last 10 or 15 kids, we had to tell them, I'm sorry, we are out of food. And this truly broke my heart, because remember, for most of these kids, this was the only meal they were going to get for the entire day. But then as we began to clean up, I noticed that some of the kids with food on their plates started to go around and share with the other kids, until every kid had something to eat. It was an absolutely beautiful sight, especially coming from a country like this where, let's just be honest, most of the people would never do that. But we have not yet reached the point of the story that inspired this painting, because it was as I left the kitchen and walked out to hang out with the children that this moment occurred. You see, I did not have a plate with me when I left the kitchen, because I was not eating. And one of the children noticed this. It was one of the children who had already split half of his plate with another. And though we could not speak the same language, he taught me a lesson that I will never forget. For he grabbed the only chicken leg left on his plate and gestured it towards me. And though I, of course, did not take the chicken leg, I did take the message. The message being that we always have something that we are capable of giving. We are always capable of sharing our chicken leg. It is just our job to figure out what that chicken leg is. Because it is an undeniable truth that some people just simply don't have the resources to be charitable with their money. But you can be charitable with your time. You can be charitable with your skill. You can use your gifts, your resources, your advantages to help others. It's just up to you to figure out what that means for you. For me, I have always felt somewhat gifted at telling stories. And so long ago, I told myself, if I am ever telling a story, whether it be on a YouTube video, a book that I publish, or just a story I share with my friend, I am going to use my gifts for good. I am always going to have an important message in the stories that I tell. Because I may not have money or power that I can use for real change, I do have a chicken leg. I do have a talent. I do still have something that I can give to the world. So remember, always share your chicken leg, whatever that chicken leg may be to you.